Hey, what's up, everyone? It has literally been crazy everywhere. And I'm not just talking about this virus situation, but the weather has been crazy. It went from 80 to 36 here. And it also went from summer to winter here, here in Portugal, as you see. So from Spain and Portugal, which these areas have been shut down because of the coronavirus, they have now been inundated with record warmth and then turning over to record cold and snow. Now they're saying it's literally a slaughter as Italy recorded 368 deaths in 24 hours. 15 Italians are dying every hour from the coronavirus. I don't know how people could say it's just like having the flu. Now, I showed you these floods out of Israel and Iran. I think it was Israel and Iran. No, Egypt and Israel. And amid the lockdown over in Italy, citizens are singing together from their from their houses along the empty streets in order to help each other feel better. Now, this virus is affecting not only the people, their lives, but also the government. Government's talking about shutting down. The local Walmart near us shuts down at 9 p.m. already. They claim because of the tornado, and now they're going to be shutting down nationwide at 11 p.m., opening at 6 a.m., closing 11 p.m. because of the virus. Many stores, restaurants, schools, and the all kinds of businesses, any public places are closing. I know so many places are doing that. We've stocked up on water bottles and some paper and a few canned goods and some tuna and things, thankfully. Peanut butter and things like that we might need. Now, we never go to the theater, but they talked about on the news the theaters closing, the stores closing. They're hoping that it'll slow the virus outbreak. And shoppers, you can see, just flowing into the grocery stores. We went into the Pilot Travel Center. They had some water left. There were stacks of water. They had probably, I'd say, 40, 50 containers of 28 packs of Nestle water. Now, there was only 10. So we got four of them. And people were looking at me like, they had water back there in the back? And they did. And they're only allowing people to go to the drive-thrus at Starbucks, multiple shoe companies, Apple companies, Google, all these companies are shutting down. Stores need restock. And this is what many of the stores look like. And they say that would be our regular, everyday basis if we had gone to socialism or communism. Literally, people just stocking up on ammunition, guns, knives, all kinds of weapons, alcohol, as bars close, restaurants close, schools close, shops close, and it's looking crazy. They're actually trying to sell Nestle Pure Life water pallets right now. And just a week ago, I found out about this. The U.S. House now, during a national crisis and a worldwide crisis, really, the U.S. House Democrats launch probe into Nestle water bottling. Right at a time when disasters are at a record high and the economy we could go directly into depression if they don't carefully manage things. Some say, oh, if we don't do things within 10 days, we're going into a crash and yada yada, but there's always fear mongering because they make more money off of that. But they said right now the House is launching a probe, the Democrats launching a probe into Nestle water bottling. Not just Nestle, but all bottled water, but Nestle's the best. During a crisis where people are needing water, there's hardly any water to be found. U.S. House Democrats are now seeking documents about Nestle water. Now, here's the thing. What they're doing, they're looking into this. They're seeking documents about their practices and they claim a new congressional oversight investigation launched this week into bottled water industry practices because they said they're utilizing a natural resource and making revenue off of the spring water where they harvest the earth's water. And they've been doing this forever, but they pick right now during a national emergency when people need water to sue them and to look into this. They claim they feel a responsibility as oversight committee members to ask these questions and to get answers. So people kept bringing up Nestle. and two representatives held there in Detroit talked about it. Now, the letter requested documents dating back to 2014, including all production wells, volumes of water extracted, revenues earned, internal communications about potential health risks, and contaminant testing, money spent on all the product marketing and advertising, and all annual total costs for plastics used and planned for purchase in the next 5 years. I'm sorry. They said $200 per facility, state paperwork fee. Nestle pays to extract water in Michigan, where regulators in 2018 approved the Nestle request to extract more groundwater from the headwaters of two of the county's trout streams. Now they're saying they're utilizing a natural resource and making money off of it. They've done it all this time. Now why fuss about it now when there's a crisis for water? Now I understand they're stating that people can't even get clean drinking water and basic necessities while these companies are marketing off of the spring water that's in the areas. But they're picking now when billions of gallons of water were donated. Nestle Water and all of those companies were donated during the Nashville and the Tennessee tornadoes, and just a few days ago. And then now this happens, and there's already a shortage of water, and then now there's more of a shortage. But they're fussing about them now when people need bottled water. Think about it. Why now? Causes more chaos. So now they're saying that in the years between 2000 and 2008, they're claiming that they're looking into the chemicals, they're looking into the plastic and everything. They said in 8 years in states like Michigan, Maine, Florida, California, Nestle Water Resources, the source water for spring water brands like Ice Mountain, Poland Springs, Zephyr Hills, and Arrowhead. There was this whole wave and movement and that kind of subsided. Now it's back, and they said I think it's stronger because more people understand it now. It's not just environmental impacts. It's the fundamental question about how public water gets sold and why the profits don't benefit the public through a licensing or fee system. The privatization question is larger than ever. It isn't going away. Now I understand everyone has the right to water, but why pick now to fuss about bottled water? I hope they're not going to end bottled water. And Nestle's one of the best brands. But they're fussing about all bottled water right now. And they're stating, I guess, that water needs to be a public resource for everyone. Now, I understand if they decide to make the water free or at a lower cost. But to end it, that would not be a good choice. Now, the president called for Americans to stop hoarding food and supplies. And they're looking to do a 14-day national shutdown. Right now, they're looking to do a government shutdown nationwide in order to... Now, right now, Tennessee has ordered statewide shutdowns of restaurants and bars. They're looking to shut down all the restaurants and bars and places like that in Tennessee. But the great shutdown of 2020 is looking to be underway, as it says there, right there. Shutdowns across Europe and Spain and France order broad restrictions. I mean, they're having to close roads and things like that. You see roads closed and businesses closed. Shutdowns are already taking place all across Europe, so it's definitely something to look into. They're spreading across Spain, France, and they've ordered broader restrictions across Europe right now. It's kind of weird to see them shutting down the restaurants nationwide like that, but that's what they're doing. They're shutting down restaurants all over the place because they told them, hey, only 50 to 100 people, maybe 50 people in there at the most. They didn't comply, so they've shut down a lot of restaurants across the nation. And across the nation right now, you see empty stores. I mean, I'm being told by people that the meat aisles are empty. There are images of these are UK. These are some of the UK shelves, the United Kingdom shelves. That's over there in Europe. That's in the United Kingdom, over in England. And They had to put notes on there that things are going quicker than expected, or shelf items are leaving quicker than expected. The meats were gone in several grocery stores. They said this is absolutely crazy. This is in Richmond, Virginia. Coronavirus concerns caused shortages of food and supplies. They said people were saying it's absolutely crazy. Asian grocery stores are struggling right now to put staple foods back on shelves, the foods that they depend on. All over social media, people are sharing pictures of empty store shelves. This was the fruit area. Bananas. This was where shampoo, medical supplies, and medicine is supposed to be. Shampoo was on the top, and there were medicine on the bottom, or medicines on the bottom, and medicine shelves in some places are completely empty. They decided to limit the amount of meat and certain supplies and necessities people can buy due to these shelves being empty. But it's the same thing all across this country. I'm getting news from people from Germany, that all across Europe, China, and the United States, Canada. It's all the same in several places. People were outside of Target and all these stores waiting in line to get groceries. This was in California, and then people getting what water they had left in the store. But you can see this was the hot dog and packaged meat section over in New York. I think shortages pretty much everywhere. People are sharing pictures of empty store shelves in Target as well. These were the store shelves out of Target. As you can see, the same thing in many places. Empty shelves also becoming a common sight in Minnesota. These were the stores in Minnesota. People just